Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off. I'm Professor Buitrón. I'm here with Sifu Jesus Ponce out of San Antonio, Wing Chung, and we're touching base on Wing Chun, martial arts, just the whole element of, working out and what's happened with COVID and such. How we doing? Sifu, you doing
Yeah,
good?
we're doing good. We're doing good. Martial arts, doing Wing Chun over there in San Antonio. Everything's going good, but like you said, the COVID thing, kind of like apparently just made it more difficult to actually run a school and have a full class of students. Yeah.
And that's what happened with everywhere there. I feel for a lot of us in small businesses in martial arts because many lost their schools, and they're talking about icon schools that have been around 10, 20, 30 years, some of them 40 years in a certain area, and all of a sudden it's no longer there, and it's kind of sad. And hopefully, we wish everybody well, number one, but hopefully we can somehow kick them back up. Some people have lost all mindset whatsoever. They're just so distraught by the whole situation. But let's touch base on Wing Chun. Because Wing Chun is an art that martial artists know that it exists. Not many of them have seen it other than in movies with Ip Man and Bruce Lee.
Right, yeah.
But other than that, they, especially those that play Jeet Kune Do, they understand that Wing Chun is actually part of their game. But many others have never seen it. Let's touch base on it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of tough for people to be familiar with Wing Chun because, like in any martial art, you have to find those students that are really dedicated and they're going to make it a lifetime, like a lifestyle, right? It's just something they've always done, something they always do. And that's the only way you can truly, really carry on art. Because if not, like you said, it'll get lost, especially like we said, the COVID right now, everything's closing, you're losing a lot of good instructors. A lot of people that are, I guess, the bridge and the link to the future on how this is passed down and stuff like that. Wing Chun it's been around for about 400 years. And again, like I was explaining to you earlier, it wasn't really taught to the public for a long time. You would probably have 3 students, a couple students, and pass it down that way. It's more of a secretive art and everything, like some of the other ones out there. But Wing Chun in San Antonio is pretty big. There are instructors out there that are teaching. And in fact, I learned in San Antonio. Some of my friends, some of my Wing Chun brothers actually learned in San Antonio, and they opened up their own schools. And I guess myself, my brother Glenn Tillman, and Ram, I guess we're the only ones that are teaching Wing Chun there now.
Yeah.
Parker's still out there, and Liao, the one that actually, I believe he brought Wing Chun to it because he introduced Parker to it. That's how we got introduced there in San Antonio. I'm pretty sure there's probably a few out there that I'm not aware of or teaching Wing Chun, but for the most part, it's mainly us.
Yeah. In Dallas, because I resided in Dallas for a long time, and you always knew that it was around. And the only Wing Chun you can get was from people that were involved in Jeet Kune Do. Just similar like to Savat and some of the other arts. Jeet Kune Do has probably been a proponent for a lot of other arts for people to hear that they're in there, because they really don't, in my opinion, really know the whole system. They just know portions of it to get by, which is good, which is a good analogy. But but at least it throws people in certain directions where it's at, and it goes in there and it opens it up, and it's a great bridge for many things. And so in Dallas, I never saw a Wing Chun school. I did see a Wing Chun school in Paris. There was a Wing Chun school in Paris, and it was interesting because the club that it was a very good Savat club that was there, And after the class, they had Wing Chun class.
Oh, wow,
People
wow.
come in and you will see them walk in, and it was very interesting to watch. But I've never had the chance to actually partake in it. And I tell people, listen, there's never question a martial art just because of the name. Always understand that martial arts exist.
Right.
And always be wary of it, because you go study it. If you're really interested, find the person, find the source, and go study it. It's hard in areas, so a lot of people resort to YouTube and resort to videos and DVDs and whatnot. You can learn, but you're not going to learn really what it is.
Right, those are good resources to kind of refresh your mind of something maybe you studied in class, or a good way to kind of come up with more ideas, at least things that you can go and ask somebody that's actually teaching the art, and ask them, I saw this. I mean, what was, ask the instructor to actually explain what they meant in that video and stuff like that. But yeah, video is just a good resource, but no, you can't really watch a video, and if you've never done the art, go and teach it. There's just no way.
No. And you have people teaching Tai Chi out of a video. You have them teaching everything out of a video, and they'll put the video up there, and the person leads and then says, I teach Tai Chi, or what have you, Ular, or whatever, Savat, or what have you. And you're not learning, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you, you have nowhere to be there. But it happens. It happens. And sometimes it's hard, but those things exist. It's like learning boxing from a video. Can you learn boxing from a video?
No.
I mean, you might, if you already know boxing and you look at a video, you're going to pick up some things.
Right.
You might say, let me try that. Okay, but for you to feel it and stuff like that, it's kind of hard. It's kind of like the old books that are written in the 18th century, and people say, "Oh, look, I'm following this method."
Yeah.
Well, his students are already dead, and he's dead, and
right.
How can you follow something that's kind of dead already?
Yeah. Right.
It gives you an idea of what they did, but can you learn from it? You can speculate on it.
Right. Yeah, and that's about all you can do. I mean, it's like you said. I mean, it's like reading a book. You can read a book and get an idea of what the art was like, or what the techniques are. But to really do it or really understand it, you do have to have that hands-on with an instructor that's been doing it and understands it. And especially if you get lucky, if you have an instructor that's actually gone through a whole system. Because like you said, some instructors out there have never got the opportunity to actually do the whole system. But yeah, books are good, read them. Videos are great, watch them. But you gotta physically go out there and train it with the instructor. There's no way around it.
It's true. No, you're absolutely correct. In San Antonio, where do you train at? If somebody wants to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Right now, I have a good opportunity. I'm teaching out of the church I attend over there, Immaculate Conception Church. They allowed me to use one of the rooms. At that time, they weren't using it, because before that, I was actually teaching off Fredericksburg Road, and then went back, started teaching at my home. So I built a little studio back there. But then one of the priests at my church, offered the hall, since it wasn't being used, and when you don't use something, it'll go to waste. So we start teaching out of there, but we're there, and the good thing about us and some of the newer Wing Chuns, like Glenn and myself, we're more open. A lot of the Wing Chun schools are closed off. Like if you're not part of their organization, they won't allow you to be in there or even ask questions. They're real closed off. And that might be part of the reason why you really don't hear too much about Wing Chun, because they kind of keep to themselves. Well, we're not like that. We're kind of more like you. You're open to inviting different arts and to understand. For me, it helps me understand my art better when I understand other people's arts, and helps me out. So yeah, it's always a good thing. We're open. If you want to go and join us, it would be awesome. One thing I am doing slightly different than the rest of the schools is, like I was mentioning to you earlier, I'm trying to put the wooden dummy program a little sooner in the whole program. I think we wait too long to teach the wooden dummy and the weapons, so that itself is going to get lost. Because if students don't stick around long enough to learn them, it's just going to die out. So my concern is, I think it's better we put it in there sooner. That way students pick it up, and learn it.
Well, no, you're absolutely correct, and you have to. You can't be close off. Savate in the United States is probably one of the rarest of all the arts. There's not that many schools left. COVID did a damn good number on us, and we're only 2 open.
Wow. Yeah.
And the rest are just flopping around, and they're trying to. They're just floating there. And those are the instructors. You have to save them. How can you do that? You have to bridge the gap. And if you have, and I tell this to students, if you cared about the art and cared about the school, go support it now more than ever.
Right.
Because that school's not going to be around if you continue going down. Because this isn't getting any better.
Right.
And I'm talking about not that the virus is going to the normality rate, the fear that people are put in there. People are going to be more scared now than they were before.
Right.
And so it's going to be something that we have to stop that. And only those that really love the school and support it and support the art, I don't care what art it is, go support your school.
Right.
Right now is the time to keep that school open.
Right now.
Don't let it go under. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they talk about loyalty.
Mm.
And it's basically the loyalty like... and I found out it's not that they're loyal to you. They're only loyal to the need of you. When that need stops, you don't care anymore. There's no more theirs, and it's no more about. It's no longer the students that as we grew up with, that we're loyal to the system and the teacher, and we're going to help you out and continue moving with
right.
That stuff has stopped. Well, they're still around, but not as.
Yeah, it's not as strong as it used to be before. Yeah, and it's real important to, like a lot of the decisions I make when it comes to Wing Chun and to be more open to the outside world is because I kind of feel like I owe it to Wing Chun. You want it to move forward. You know what I mean? You want it to grow and keep, be a part of, our community as time goes by. You know what I mean? If nobody's learning it, if nobody's, it's just gonna die out. And especially, like you said, right now during this COVID, the time we're in right now, it's harder because more people are scared, about being in rooms. But you can be in rooms and still be safe. There's a lot of things we do to keep people safe, and fear, should really not keep you from doing what you want to be doing. I'm not saying be careless or anything like that. I'm just saying you can still do what you want to do and just be smart about it. There should be no reason why a system should die out or not continue because of fear.
Absolutely. Sifu, we're going to go ahead and end this out here, but we wish you well, the school well, and folks out in San Antonio well, and folks out there listening, and especially martial artists, or if you thought about learning martial arts, right now is the time to support the community clubs. And some of these schools have been there for many years, and people say, "Oh, really? I always pass by here." Yeah, I passed by here. But it's been here for that long,
Yeah.
So start supporting your martial arts schools. And if you like boxing gym, go support your boxing gym. If you like Savate, support your Savate club.
Right.
If you like karate, go support them, because right now is a time of need. I'm talking about this in open arms to all the martial artists out there, because I know all the martial artists are hurting right at this time. And, stay safe, be careful, and let's let go of the fear and let's start living life. But be cautious as well. Till next time, much peace.
Peace.
Today, in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitrón Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our adult classes are geared for producing the best in you, teaching you street-ready techniques with the arts of Savate, In Kinpo, you'll learn the traditions of these sciences of combat as passed down professor to student.
Bonjour, friends of Professeur Buitrón. The COVID-19 scare is almost over. Be sure to bring the kids back to the professor's training and help them build their bodies, self-respect, self-confidence, and self-defense. The professor is a very competent and amazing man of several talents, aside from being a lovable teddy bear and a funny man. Get back to the studios. This is Sam Booth calling from Phoenix, Arizona. Have a great training. Bye for now.
Hello, my name is Manuel Lozano. I've been trained in the martial arts for close to 50 years. I trained in many martial arts from different masters and grandmasters throughout the years, from the 70s all the way to now. I've known Professor Buitrón for about 30 years. He has done the same, trained in many different arts with many masters. He's traveled all over France, studying with surviving Savate grandmasters, did his research. This man not just knows the fighting techniques and the art, but the philosophy, the history and the strategy and applying this arts combined with all the other arts. So this man is a wealth of knowledge for anyone seeking instruction in real martial arts and street martial arts. This is the school to go to in Laredo, Texas. For those of you who are away from Laredo, this is the guy to look for. Okay, he's very well versed in all the fighting styles of the different arts he is trained in, and I would highly recommend the school.
Hi, this is Mike Lackery from San Antonio, Texas, home of CMOC and the Wing Chun Boxing Academy. I'm here to tell you about my good friend Paul Buitrón. He is reopening his school in Laredo, Texas. Paul is a wealth of knowledge. I've known him a long time. I highly suggest everybody in that area get with it. Go down there and train. Times are getting tough here. And with this COVID-19, we need to support local business. So I highly suggest go see Paul Buitrón at the Don Theroux Savate Academy in Laredo, Texas. You will not regret it. Be good.
Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868 or check out our website at savate.biz. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.